This channel is supported by Truefire. Truefire is an online library of lessons from some of my favourite players. There's thousands of lessons on there. You can use the promo code JNC40 to get 40% off of any of their courses.
I have to say, when I found out that Marshall had been sold again to another company within the space of like 1.5 years, a bit less than that, I was a little bit worried. Having tried what they're making at the moment, I'm less worried, and I kind of wanted to do a video talking about that a little bit. In this video you're going to hear the tones of the SV20. I actually prefer the Silver Jubilee, if I'm honest with you, but the fact is these are still made in the UK, and for people like me in the UK, these are pretty reasonably priced. I got to borrow these off of Kev, the marketing manager at Marshall. The thing is, I think we should probably continue to try and celebrate the Marshall brand as much as possible. Particularly for me, I didn't realise this, but the Bluesbreaker pedal that I really enjoyed that my wife bought me, and the Shredmaster and the Governor, those pedals are built in the UK for under £200. Great little reissues. There's people that have taken them apart on YouTube and stuff, and you can see like the quality of the stuff that's being made. The other kind of stuff that I like about this is it's sort of recognising that in 2025 that, you know, 100 watt amp may not be the thing that everyone needs. Like, these studio things are, I think, reasonable attempts to crack into the 2025 without completely forgetting Marshall DNA. You know, adding things like effects loops, adding things like switchable modes down to 5 watts. The Silver Jubilee in particular is quite sort of reasonable as a master volume amp that can do a wide range of tones, has great clean tones in it as well. And not only that, these are significantly cheaper than Friedman in the UK. Now, if you're in America watching this, then I think Friedman makes a ton of sense price-wise, because I think you pay quite a bit more for a Marshall there. One of the cool things that I like about these are still made in Bletchley, but you can see, like, finishing, covering. It's got the initials and second name of who has done this stuff on these amps. So I think there's like 200 people in the UK that work for Marshall. It's still an important company, I think, for guitar players, and hopefully we can see them sort of engaging with the public in a way that is a bit more visible, you know, like some of the companies like Black Star and Victory and Friedman even do, in order to get the Marshall name out there. You know, consider a Silver Jubilee as an amp that is totally valid for a wide range of players. I really dig the tones out of these things as well. So yeah, Marshall, still a thing. if there was anything I would say is maybe negative about this amp, is that you'd have the impression with it that it might be something, you know, using the word studio in it and stuff like that, it might be suitable for a bedroom. I would say it's not. Even in 5 watt mode, if I turn off Fryette power station that I've got here, it's bonkers loud. Now with a power station, it's got some really, really lovely qualities to it. It's like still touch responsive even with the gain all the way up. I think Rob McNally has his bright channel modified. I think the bright cap is in a different place. The normal channel is much, much... And that would be, I think, if you had that halfway, if I turn off the power station. I think someone who didn't need really like loads of headroom could get away with gigging that. And the normal channel, I think, is actually a little bit more sort of home volume friendly. And not necessarily super sort of martially to me, that part of it. But also, so if we got our Fryette on, because it's got this sort of tightness to it, I think it's going to take pedals quite well. If we do this sort of thing, I think it's got quite a nice sort of drive character to it. Tube driver on now. If I turn the drive up, get somewhere a little bit more Eric Johnson-y. But there's quite a lot of sizzle to it still. into the normal channel. That's pretty special. Let's go back over to that's pretty cool, but it's not the most necessarily. Not the most versatile amp, certainly not a home-friendly amp, but is doing great things, you know, a pretty serious amp. Very, very cool stuff.